Alright, this is the other featured hen on this final Sierra Ranch estate sale auction as we wind them down here. This is one of my favorite hens, but there are a couple caveats to her, which I'll get to in a minute. Past injuries, it looks like, from when she was young. But this is 2020 Sierra Ranch 2086. However, she is a 2021 late hatch, so she has a 2020 band. But it's a 2021 late hatch, and there was about 10 to 12 of those that Steve had like that. We've sold a couple, and sold a couple on the auction, sold a couple privately, etc. And some of them have already been sold or given away by Steve over the past few years. But this is definitely a 2021 bird. This is a daughter of Missil and 599. Missil is one of the top two breeding cocks at Sierra Ranch, second only to his son, 1755. Who is the number one pigeon. 599 is one of the best all-time breeders at Sierra Ranch. She's no longer here, hasn't been for the past 2 years, but she is a phenomenal breeder, one of the top two daughters of Steve's acclaimed 4747 cock. This hen is a full sister to 901, who has been the number one breeding hen here at Sierra Ranch the last 4 or 5 years. She is a full sister to 955, aka California Kid. He was equal first on the final race, California Classic, San Diego, 11th overall ace pigeon, outstanding breeder. She is a sister to 2040, also one of the very best breeding cocks. He was 7th average speed, Gold Country Challenge 2020, and a money winner. And again, she is a half sister, but really a little bit more than that. It's almost like a 3/4 sister to 1755 Torpedo, who was the number one foundation breeder here since about 2020. So this hen is either a full sister or a half sister to all the elite breeders. Again, there are a couple. She is a really, really nice pigeon too. Steve's been breeding from her since 2022. I don't know if she bred anything super good of note, but she has bred a couple solid one-lot performers. But this is a hen that Steve really liked because he started breeding after first year he bred her after she was a late hatch. Again, off Missil and 599, so she is best stuff that Steve has. In the hand, she's outstanding except for a couple past injuries, which I believe from when she was young. Number one is, you can tell right there at the elbow joint that at some point, I'm guessing when she was young, looks like she broke her leg right there at the elbow joint. Band spins perfectly fine, no issues there. Does not affect her in the loft at all, you can't even tell. The other one that's a little bit more noticeable is on the keel right here, where I've got my fingers. You can't really see it, but you can feel it. A slight dent, and it's also crooked. Just right where my finger is, right there, it kind of starts to curve pretty heavily before it straightens out, and then a little dent. My guess is, there's no notes on what happened, but my guess is on Steve's breeding shelves and his individual breeders, she probably got her foot stuck in there when she was around weaning age or so, and maybe jacked her keel out of alignment a little bit and then hurt the leg. Or the other thing was she may have hit something, smashed her when she was real young, maybe around weaning age, because the keel is still pretty sensitive at that point. Smashed and curved her keel in a little bit and injured her leg. Either way, neither one of them affect her as far as breeding. He's been breeding off of her no problem, and other than that, she is first class the rest of the way, but something everybody should be aware of. That's also why I've held her here to the end. But the rest of her is very well put together. She's medium small to medium in size. I would say overall length is medium long, not totally long, but definitely longer than medium. Solid one pin tail, strong back, very good vents. Really nice wings on this pigeon. She has a motor to her too. Very nice wing spacing. That one flight is bent a little bit, but there we go. Really nice. This is like elite wing spacing on her. Outstanding feather as well, but really good wing vibration, longer wings, just again, elite spacing on the flights. You can see how good those flights taper outwards in space. I would say A quality feather, really, really soft feather. Very buoyant hen too. And then the biggest thing on her is the character. She is phenomenal in terms of character and alertness. Muscle wise, the keel throws you off a little bit, but she actually has very good muscle. I would say A- to A muscle, and it is that longer muscle that runs the keel. Very sleek hen, but you can see the character and alertness, just like Missil, the father, and then like 901 and 1755. She's off the charts for alertness. Responds really well to the beak pull test. She does give you a good response there. I could tell, I haven't photoed her yet, she's going to be a little bit of a nightmare to photo. I can already tell she will not sit still. So I've had a couple other ones like this off Missil or 1755, and they are not fun to photo. Sometimes you end up getting a good photo on them anyways, but she's not going to sit still. Eyes are very nice red pearl, not violet by any means, but a really nice red pearl. The eyes, but yeah, overall, except for those injuries from when she was young, the rest of her is first class. Just super great alertness and character, really sleek, great muscle, great feather, very nice motor on her, and just very, very well put together alert hen. Again, this is a daughter of Missil and 599, two of the best all-time breeders at Sierra Ranch, and she is a sister to the absolute best ones. 2020, but a 21 late hatch. Sierra